Welcome to Time for Change Kitchen. I'm Danielle Bassoni. Today I'm going to use a recipe that was taught to me by my friend Anayan Simon, who is from Panama. I have changed it a little bit because I just can't help myself, but the basic recipe is hers, and it's very simple to make, and it is a wonderful recipe to add to a lot of different dishes. I like to use a little of it with my cream cheese to make a spicy sort of mayonnaise, and it's a vegan cream cheese. You can find that on my YouTube channel. And also you can use it on vegan eggs to spice it up a little bit, kind of as a salsa. It's just a really good versatile recipe for any time you need a hot sauce. Okay, to get started, I have a cup of vinegar and I have 3/4 of a cup of vinegar and a 1/2 cup of water, and we'll just add that to our Vitamix. I think any blender would do for this, and I have added well, I'll start with her ingredients. She uses a small onion, a whole small onion, which I've quartered just to make it easier to blend, and 5 large cloves of garlic. We'll just dump those in there. And I'm using a 1.5 tablespoons of mustard. Anayansi uses 3 tablespoons, and and she also uses yellow mustard. So I'm telling you her recipe, so if you want to try her recipe, you're more than welcome to do that. She uses 3 tablespoons of yellow mustard, and I use 1.5 tablespoons of whole grain mustard. And we both use about 20 peppers. These are serrano peppers, and these have dried. I just took all the seeds out of them, or most of the seeds out of them. I'm sure I didn't get them all. And these are what they look like dried, and they're very easy to crack and just take the seeds out like that. And so anyway, and she also adds a little cilantro. Now to that, I am adding red bell pepper. You can either use a large red bell pepper, or these are Carmen peppers. And I use 2 of those, and these have been roasted. There's a garlic hiding in there, and I'm going to go ahead and use it because I like a lot of garlic, and how much garlic you use and how much onion you use is a personal preference. And I'm also putting in 1 sort of medium to small carrot, and I'm also adding medjool dates. You can see that I have cut them open and have removed the seeds, and that's very important. You do not want to blend your seeds, because you'll end up breaking a tooth if you're not careful. So I have 3, and then I've got about 1 cup of cilantro, and I'm going to put 1/2 of that in there, and then I'm going to taste it and see if I want to add more. And I almost forgot, we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This is also a personal preference, how much salt you use. I don't like to use more than 1/2 teaspoon in anything, and this is when you look at this per serving, that's very little salt. Okay, so now we are going to blend this, and that's all there is to it. Now, because we're safety people and we care about our hearing, we're going to wear earplugs. Anytime I use a high-powered blender or grain mill or anything that makes a lot of noise, I protect my hearing. Okay, so now we're going to look at it and taste it. This is rather thick to me for a pepper sauce. It depends on how you're using it as to how thick you want it, and so again, that's a personal choice. It's very spicy, and it has a very good flavor. I'm going to thin it a little bit, and to do that, I've got some more of this water vinegar set to the side, and I'm going to use about half of it. And we'll see where we are then. I also think I'm going to add the rest of the cilantro because you can tell how hot that is, because I really like cilantro and it's very good for you. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of that. And by the way, this is the vinegar I'm using. It's very inexpensive. You can buy it at any grocery store. This is Heinz All Natural Distilled Vinegar. This is a better consistency, I think. And if you want it even thinner, you're certainly welcome to do that. This is a good consistency for me. And don't worry about having made up too much water vinegar mixture. Just put it in a little canning jar and set it aside. It'll keep. Okay, so that's really all there is to it, but I want to show you how I store it, just because I think it's a good idea. I can take my earplugs off now. I like to use these Pellegrino water bottles because they're very useful. They fit well into the door of my refrigerator. This will keep for weeks in your refrigerator. And you can also put it in smaller bottles and give it as gifts. But I like how sturdy this bottle is and how handy it is. And that it holds a lot. For those who don't know, Pellegrino is a carbonated water that you can find in any store. And I use glass. I do not like to use plastic if I can avoid it. So this is just about perfect. This may start to separate as it's been sitting in your refrigerator for several days or weeks. And if it does, just shake it up. And so this holds the perfect amount because it gives me room. Made a mess here. It gives me room, enough room to shake this if I need, and it the cap seals well. And then I'll just put this in my refrigerator and keep it until I need to make it again. So there you have it. Wonderfully delicious pepper sauce that's easy to make. It has a lot of wonderful, healthy whole food ingredients, and it tastes fantastic. I'm Danielle Bassoni, serving up whole foods for whole health.